is it? What's your number one copywriting recession buster? Is there such a thing? Absolutely. And today we're going to talk about exactly what that is. And it is email. Yep, that's it. Seems too simple, too good to be true? I think not. So let's talk about why. Why is email going to be that recession buster for you? What is that one element of copywriting? Whether you're a freelance copywriter yourself and you want to work with clients and you're writing for clients, or whether you're an entrepreneur, a coach, or a business owner who's writing copy for yourself, you need to understand how powerful email can be to bring you through whatever might be ahead as far as any kind of financial bumps in the road. So today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why email is your most powerful thriver, not just survivor. We want to thrive no matter what else is happening. And this is something you can start tapping into now. And as a matter of fact, now is the time, not next week, not next month, and not next fall with a campaign you're going to put together over several months. No, you need to start like right now. So the number one reason why is that you own the real estate. When you're talking about email, you have your own email service provider, your own ESP, your own system of how the email goes out. You're using permission-based email, which means they've opted in. And that's how they got onto your list in the first place. And so that means you can control the conversation. If you're only depending on social media and other platforms, you should know by now how quickly those things can change. Algorithms change, rules change, terms of service change, privacy issues change. But when you have email, when you have a subscriber list, you can leverage that list, leverage that relationship into continuing revenue for yourself and your business, whether you're a service-oriented person as such as a freelance copywriter, or you're the entrepreneur who has a program or a coach and you want to continue to be able to move forward no matter what the economy dishes out, right? Make it a non-issue. Because number 2, email works better than any other marketing platform. Now, a lot of people say, oh, that can't possibly be true. But it is, because it's been tested over and over again. And our reliable source of HubSpot has found that email generates $42 for every dollar spent. $42 back. That's ROAS off the charts. So people would love to get that for their paid ads. And you can do that just with email marketing, $42 on the dollar. You know what that means? That's a 4,200% return on investment. That's, I put a stick of dynamite there because that's just like explosive return on your investment to be able. And why wouldn't you leverage this? Why wouldn't you take advantage of the proven performance of email? Because it's not dead. It's alive and well. And as a matter of fact, one of the most robust platforms you could possibly choose to market your business. And that every smart business does this. Google does it. Facebook does it. Almost any business that you're doing business with online, especially, or in e-commerce, any of those things, you're going to find you get emails from them, from marketers that you've invested in, from coaching programs that you're in, from events that you're going to, or marketing events. You're going to get lots and lots of emails. Why is that? Because it works. It's kind of the ABCs of building a profitable business. So A, get a list. You're going to get subscribers that are choosing to raise their hand and say, I would love to hear from you. And when I'm tired of hearing from you, I can unsubscribe. And that's not a problem. We want them to leave if they're not interested in what we have to say. B, on the ABCs, you're going to send offers to your list. You're going to make offers to your subscribers. Sometimes people are like, oh, I can't do that. They might unsubscribe. Well, you know what? If you have a list of people that would never, ever spend a dime with you, you don't want them there in the first place, because even though it's very affordable, you're still paying to build your list in whatever email service provider you're using. You pay by the name, right? You pay by the email address. So you want them all to be engaged with you. You want them to be happy to hear from you. You want them to open your emails. You want them to accept your offers. And so you're going to send offers to your list on a regular basis. And then see, pretty easy to understand, rinse and repeat. As you start dialing it in and you have things that are working, do more of what works and less of what doesn't. Okay. It's a really simple formula, ABCs, right? So the third reason why email marketing is affordable. Again, it's a 4,200% return on every dollar. It's not an expensive system to set up. You can start, some email service providers are maybe $29 a month for 1,000 subscribers, and then just build from there. And so if you're monetizing your list, that should be a non-issue also, that it's affordable, that it's easy to be able to get started, because it's not going to cost you a whole lot to do that as far as the financial aspect of it. So, and it continues to be affordable based on getting that return on investment. So from all sources. How do you get that? How do you build that list? And what makes it affordable? From any of the sources you might be using now, any of the social media platforms, any of the ways you're showing up, you can channel those people that are watching what you have and listening to what you have to an opt-in where they voluntarily give you their name and email address. Sometimes we also collect a phone number or some other data if they give permission to do so. But the lowest point of resistance will be simply name and email address. The very lowest is just the email address. But it's nice to have the name so that you can personalize the emails. And that's another hint of what helps you connect more deeply to your audience. And so, first of all, not expensive to build that out. You can do the building process. You can run ads, and it doesn't have to be expensive ads. I'm not the ad specialist, but you can be running ads to a source, to a Facebook group, to an opt-in, any of those things, to something that you have to offer. But also you can do this just by having, for example, a free Facebook group that you promote and talk about, and getting people in the door of your Facebook group, give them your email address to as one of the points of the questions you ask before they can join, and then they're on your list and you can continue to market to them via email. You can share your opt-ins via something on Instagram or something on Facebook or something on LinkedIn. So any of these sources, anywhere you're showing up, have a way for people to sign up for something and get on your list, right? 4 is to build subscriber loyalty and connection, that stickability factor. You want them to stick with you. And so the more you connect with them via emails, by having nurturing emails, by having emails that are just helpful, that give value, that give some bits of content that can be used immediately. All of these things help to build that connection, build the loyalty, build a know, like, and trust factor. So they want to stay with you. So you're not going to make every single email be, I want something from you, I want something from you. But you are going to make offers, but you should also surround those offers with nurturing emails, value-based emails, really kind of spreading good in the world as far as sharing what you do, sharing your expertise, sharing the opportunities that come from working with you. All of these things can be done in nurturing emails where you're not directly asking them for anything. It might be hit reply and tell me if this was helpful, or try implementing this one tactic today and see how it goes for you. Let me know how that works, for you. These are nurturing emails that aren't asking for a big step forward, but just giving value that someone can use. Another hint here is that on your nurturing emails, you can have a resource box on the bottom of your emails that gives them other options of ways to connect with you, your social media platforms, for example, or if you have a podcast, or if you have a free downloadable for something, or you have a free Facebook group. These are all things that could go in a resource box at the bottom of your nurturing emails. So there's always something that person can do if they choose to, but you're not really pushing it, right? Like constantly pushing it in their face that you want them to do any specific thing, but they're just giving more ways that they can get free resources from you, valuable resources from you. So that's something that you can do. So when you build that subscriber loyalty and connection, that's what's going to help sail through any bumps in the road as far as inflation and recessions and the things people are concerned about. When you're building a loyal customer base, they're not going to leave. They're going to stick with you, right? And so that gives you, number 5, flexibility to personalize, segment, and offer with agility. And so when I mean personalization, I don't mean just their name, though that's a really a very important thing that you can do, and a very effective thing you can do, to have a person's name and a subject line immediately calls attention, to be able to greet them. Hey, Tina. Hey, Bob. Hey, Mark. Immediately grabs their attention. But you can also personalize by their interests. And this gets into the higher levels of marketing strategy with segmentation and tagging, that type of thing, which we're not going to go into today. But it basically puts people on an interest list, so to speak, in your subscriber base. And so you can segment your emails based on they were interested in topic A, so they get these emails. They're also interested in topic B, so they also get these emails. You can even have an opt-out for topics. So let's say I know a marketer that talks quite a bit about some of his feelings for Christianity and his beliefs in God, also along with a lot of very cut and dried marketing strategy. And those emails could be, if you no longer wish to hear about this topic, just click here and you're removed from that segment. And you're still going to get the emails about the marketing, right? So you can do this segmentation and personalization of what matters to your subscriber with your emails. And also you can make the offers with agility. You can say, oh my gosh, I forgot. This week is Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving in the United States, and I forgot to write an email. You can send out a broadcast immediately making an offer. You can make offers on a regular basis. You can make offers based on something that might be going on in current time. So that's very timely and very pertinent and very relevant to something that might be going on. You can do offers based on holidays, on special events, on on things that have significance to people, and that is a reason why you're making an offer that might have a discount or a lower price for a specific amount of time. And so it gives you the agility to do this quickly. You don't have to build out entire websites to do it, or brand new funnels. You can just have a landing page for the checkout of the cart, basically, that they can say, yes, I want to take you up on this, and away they go. And if you've been doing your nurturing emails, there's a high likelihood that people on your subscriber list are already kind of pre-framed, prepared, prepped, so to speak, to be thinking, oh, that's a good deal. I've heard you talking about this before, and I'm ready now. When you give me this offer, I'm ready to go. And so that's another reason to be able to do this. So let's look at it from two different sides of the coin now, because if you're a copywriter, then this is something that should be very important to you as far as monetizing yourself throughout the coming months and the coming years. So, because here's why. Marketers need you now more than ever. I've told the story before of going through the recession of 2008, 2009 as a freelance copywriter, and I was so busy. I was having $80,000 months writing copy during what everyone was saying was a recession, and it was, but I chose not to focus on that. I focused on what I could do to serve my clients, what I could do to work with marketers who needed more copy. And so the most basic element of copy these marketers would need, people you could be working with now, are the email sequences. And so here's an example of how implementing just one change in email can work. And so when you help your clients to do this, or if you're watching this and you have your own business and you're writing your own emails, let's just go through what making one simple change in your emails can do if you're doubting the potential for profitability. And so I gave a little instruction to a group on email copywriting, right? And so I was teaching a master class in it. And so here it came from Nika saying, I just want to thank Tina Lorenz for copywriting training, because I've never been able to get more than a 19% open rate on my email campaigns. Now, 19% is respectable. It's kind of an industry standard, but she watched the training and decided the fastest change she could make to implement was the advice I gave on subject lines and making them shorter and making them compelling and what was working now. Well, guess what happened? Her next email she sent out doing just one thing went to a 34% open rate from 19 to 34 increase in open rate. When they open the email, that means you have all of profitability and possibility of them taking the next step with you, because they're actually reading what you have to say, or if you have an offer. And so she went on to say that she has not been below a 30% open rate since then, simply by doing this one thing, which was changing her subject lines and making them more relevant to the person who was reading, so they would want to open them. So that's how profitable this can be. And if you're a copywriter and you can do that for your clients, right, then that's just like, wow, this is like a gold mine. They're going to want you to continue to write emails for them. And because it's profitable for them and it's profitable for you. So let's just take an example, because I've been speaking to several marketers lately have been reaching out to me saying, do you have people that can write email sequences? Do you have people that can write them? We need them. And they're already asking, right? And so in one of my programs, my highest level program is the only program where I will refer my students to clients, because I want to know that they've been through all of my training before I would do that, and just make sure that there's going to be a really good match. So, but just from previous conversation, I can assure you, and again, I never make income claims. I'm not going to say this is what you'll make, this is what you can do. You might make nothing. You may sit home and think, wow, I guess maybe someday I'll try this, right? But here's just an example of being quoted. We'll just use example of very modest investment of $5,000 for a batch of emails, right? And so let's just position that as, let's just say, because this is something I just discussed recently with a couple of marketers who are talking to me about what their needs were for email, I said, this sounds like it could be a retainer type arrangement where you want to have an email every day. You want to have 5 emails every week, something like, let's just say every day, Monday through Friday, over a course of a month. So let's just say, we'll use, for the sake of our math here, that let's just use a $5,000 monthly retainer. Now, I want you to know that when I said the number 5,000, it might be somewhere in the range of 5,000 for them to work with someone on my team. They were like, okay, great. That sounds great. I mean, this is a low resistance point. It's not like, oh my gosh, there's no possible way. It's like, oh, okay, that sounds good. So let's just say, as a copywriter, you decide you're going to emphasize and prioritize signing on clients for monthly retainer for emails at $5,000 a month. Now, the other thing that's working really well right now are shorter emails. You don't have to be really long stories and 2-page emails. That just very short, concise, getting to the point emails are working very well. And especially if they're coming on a daily basis, they don't have to be very long. And they can even be kind of restructured so a similar message is being sent again, but in a slightly different way. Okay. So let's just say you, as a copywriter, were aiming for writing these emails on a monthly basis. Now you need to get so you can write them fast, right? And it really, especially if you get to know your client, you should be able to write an email in about 30 minutes, maybe less, maybe a little bit more, but that's just an average that I would recommend that you aim for as a copywriter, that you're going to be able to write one of these in about 30 minutes. And if you're an entrepreneur, someone writing them for yourself, same thing. Aim for that, because you don't want to spend hours and hours every day doing this, because what will happen is you'll stop doing it, because you'll say it's too complicated, it takes too long, all those things. So how can you churn them out in about 30 minutes? And if you're writing for a client, you're going to do some research, you're going to get the lay of the land of what they're doing so that you know how to consistently keep writing emails for what they have. You're going to get acquainted with their offer. So let's just take the example of someone that wanted you on a monthly retainer. And again, these are all just examples of what's possible. And based on my experience of working with a lot of clients over the years, of what is considered to be like, shall we say, affordable, like achievable, not like pie in the sky, like great big numbers, but just something that you really can aim for. Let's say you're going to write 20 emails a month. So they have ones for Monday through Friday for the average of 4 weeks a month. Let's just say 20, okay, to keep numbers easy. And if you can get so you're writing them in about half an hour, that would mean 10 hours of writing, right? So 10 hours of writing a month for one client for $5,000 retainer that you get paid in advance. Okay. Are you tracking with me so far? So let's take it to 2 clients. If you're a copywriter, 2 clients a month. Okay. Now we're still on the, let's get them written in half an hour each. So now 2 clients a month, writing 1 email a day for them, 20 emails in a month, 20 hours a month of writing, not a week, a month. Okay. 20 hours a month of writing. Now let's add in, there's going to be some research time and conversations with the client and all that. But as far as sitting down and seriously doing the writing part, about 20 hours a month. So let's continue with our math. Now, if we're doing a $5,000 a month retainer for one client for 20 emails a month, and now you have 2 clients, now you're at $10,000 a month for about 20 hours a month of writing, right? Not even a week. That would equal, if you were to do that, that would equal $120,000 a year annual income, working very part-time, not even half-time, kind of quarter time, really, or a third time, maybe by the time you do the research. And so if you desire to make more than that, what's the solution? You're going to write more. And so right now, again, we're just focusing on if you were to get retainer clients for emails, and there's a lot of them out there that want that. They just don't know how to get that. And so that's why you need to be findable and searchable, all of those things, so people can find you. So all you have to do is write more, and I'll let you do the math on that. We did that 120,000 a year with 2 clients potential. Well, how about 4? Now you're, let's see, where are we at? 120,000 a year with 2. That would be $240,000 a year with 4, and you're still only working part-time. So you're getting that idea here. This is why this one copywriting element, this one copywriting skill could really be that recession buster that you might be looking for right now for yourself and for your clients. So let's take a look at if you're on the entrepreneurial side of this. Let's say you're the business owner. You have the list, right? You're the one that would be making the offers. You need this. You need to do this. You need to make more offers via email. You need to leverage the power of email, that one copywriting element. So let's just do some very modest and simple math. We're just going to keep the numbers even so it's easy to do, and keep them very modest, as opposed to some kind of gangbusters 80% conversions or something like that are possible. But let's just take average, right? So let's just say you have 5,000 people that are on your list, and let's say you make just one offer every single month. You make one offer on whatever it is you've got. And let's just take the number 300 just for easy. It would probably be 297, but let's just keep it really simple so my little brain can do the math. So let's just say with your list of 5,000 people, you make one offer a month via email. Now, remember, you're not just sending one email a month. You're nurturing, you're connecting, you're having conversations. But somewhere in the mix, there's going to be at least one offer a month. And let's say it's for $300. Now, a very modest conversion rate would be 3%. That's very modest. And, I mean, I tend to think in terms of, well, 10%, 15%, right? But I wanted to keep this really, really achievable. So let's just say a 3% conversion rate. Okay, 3% of your 5,000 person list is 150 people. So if 150 people at a 3% conversion rate say, yes, I want your $300 offer, it's $45,000 a month in revenue from that one offer with a conservative 3% conversion rate with just 150 people, right? That's with really a very modestly sized list. This is not some monstrous list with 100,000 people on it. It's just very modest. And you can break this down to whatever you're at. And remember that 4,200% return on investment per dollar spent that HubSpot found to be true. This is where this math comes into play. So let's just say you're doing that modest, there we go, our modest conversion of $45,000 each month with one offer. Let's extrapolate that out to 12 months and say, because you want to reverse engineer, what would you like to achieve? What is it that you desire to achieve here? So $45,000 a month times 12 months in a year equals $540,000 potential revenue if you were to convert at 3%, your modest list with a $300 offer, and you made one offer every month. And that one offer may mean that there's going to be several emails. It's not just going to be one. Maybe you're going to do a 4-day, what Frank Kern called a 4-day cash machine, where you're 4 days in a row that you're sending out some emails with the offer. Maybe this was normally a $600 product or program or more, and you're offering it at 300. It all has to be in context of what you have and how you're breaking that down. But I think a mistake a lot of marketers make is saying, well, I made that offer last year, so I can't do it again. Or I made that offer 2 months ago, so I can't do it again. No, that's not correct. You're going to continue to get new people on your list. You're going to get people that didn't take you up on it on one of the times that suddenly it's like, today's the day. Or maybe, and you're shifting some of the messaging, or your copywriter is shifting some of the message for you. And it's enough to make it suddenly rise to the top as for your prospect of today's the day. Today's the day I'm going to do this. So it's really simple math. Okay. And I encourage you to run some numbers for yourself. Reverse engineer what making one shift could in this could mean for you. Like our person that changed the subject line had a 34% open rate, an increase from 19%. What does that mean? And now the next is that they need to see how's their offer going to convert, but you've got them in the door. And so that's the first thing, is be able to have them even see what your offer is, right? And so it's really simple math, and it's simple math you cannot afford to ignore. So if you're looking for that way to like smash the heck out of any potential whispers of any kind of recession, or that it might be next year, it might be here or there, instead of like living in terror, waiting for the other shoe to drop, you begin right now. You begin right now leveraging the power of this one copywriting element, which is emails. And you start doing it now because the statistics are on your side. So let's take a look at some quick email tips as of this time right now in mid 2022. And this could change by next year, and this is why you need to keep your ear to the ground and your finger on the pulse of marketing, all of those things, antenna up and paying attention. But let's just talk about a few things that, for example, that got the person I was referring to earlier to that 34% open rate from 19%, right? So let's take a look at a few things that are working now. Title case in subject lines. What is title case? That's when every word is capitalized, just like you see right here. Title case in subject lines increases open rates by 14%. Well, where did I get these numbers? World Data tracks all of these things. They test email all over the place. That's what they do. That's their thing. And so they have tested all of these things. They're not just pie in the sky numbers pulled out of the air. So title case and subject lines, how hard is that to do? Go back to your subject lines and your emails and capitalize the first letter in every one and see what happens to your open rate. See if more people are opening. I mean, it's an easy test, right? When you want to test something, if you're split testing something in your emails, for example, or in anything, you only want to change one thing. You don't want to change 3 things because then you don't know which one worked. So you're going to test one change, and then it's very, very clear if that was the thing that made more people open your email. Here's another one for you, call to action buttons, right? If you put the actual button in your email or your link, your call to action buttons highlighting benefits, the words on the button versus commitment. So if you're using, even if you're using what looks like plain text emails, but you have a call to action button, that can be a real effective thing to do, is just have one of those in the email instead of a hyperlink that looks like a line of words, right? So highlighting benefits versus commitment increases click-through rate, the CTR, click-through rate by 29%. 29% more people saying, okay, I'm going to click this button. Okay, I'm doing the thing you're asking me to do right now. I'm clicking the button. So what does that mean, benefits versus commitment? Well, here's an example. Benefits would be using the space on the call to action button for words. And so it literally could be get the tips instead of click. It could be get the tips. It could be save now. It could be save my seat. And so very short copy, but it's a benefit to them. That's the difference. So that's increasing that click-through rate versus commitments. Commitments like the word submit, one of my least favorite words in the world to use on a call to action button, but submit or buy now or download. They're more like you're making a commitment to me, and it's kind of a command to make the commitment to me. And so that gets less click-through rate than the other examples I just showed you that were benefit. Now, here's another one that's pretty fun, and that is, let me get that. We don't want that to do that. Let me just change that. Here we go. Okay, we'll just let her run. It's running like a ticker tape. That's okay. So use emojis. Open rates, they show that are boosted by 17 to 24% open rates by using emojis in the subject line, okay? And you can put them in the message too. Now, sometimes people are afraid to do that. They think, oh, that's going to make me look childish or it looks unprofessional or whatever. But I noticed that the use of emojis was really heating up like a few years ago, even when serious companies started using them. You can see companies like Target and Walmart, or just off the top of my head, Diller, they started using emojis in their subject lines. And they really do call attention. There's so many fun ones. You should find something that relates to what you're saying, and one that you kind of test it and send it and make sure what it looks like. So you can really tell what it is, because some of them get very tiny and you can't quite tell what they are. But the fact of the matter is that emojis are now serious business, okay? And the good news is, if you're thinking that the emails might not go through, they might not be able to see them, over 94% of receiving email accounts can see emojis with no issue. They show up just fine. And they are not going to label you as unprofessional. They do not end up in a spam folder, and they do increase engagement. It's been proven now that it actually does work to include emojis in your emails. So these are just some quick tips for you about that number one copywriting element. It can be that recession buster you might be looking for right now. Our emails, take advantage of it. It's not hard to write a short email. It's not hard to have a short subject line. You can get better and better at it, get faster and faster at it, and let this work for you. Let this work on your behalf, and starting right now. I hope you'll make a commitment to yourself to begin now, taking a look at what do we have for emails? What do you have for sequences? You can have sequences for everything from thanking someone for signing up for something, taking them through a process that helps engage them after they've signed up for something, just nurturing emails that go out once a week or once every few days that are just helpful. There's so many fun ways to use email, and it's so effective for your marketing. Hope this was helpful for you. And if you're finding these videos to be helpful, please subscribe, like, comment. I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified. I come in once a week with teachings like this that are going to help you move forward in your business, especially if you're a freelancer, an entrepreneur, and especially if you're concerned about how you're going to continue to create that revenue for yourself right now and sail on through the rest of 2022 and into 2023 in fine form, because you have got it dialed in. Until next time, this is Tina Lorenz. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.